Alright, so we're waiting on the pulley part for this John Deere. So everything else is pretty much done. Can't really put the pulley on until, or I can't put the transaxle on until I get that done. So stay tuned for that and subscribe to see more on this. But for now, in this video, we're going to turn our attention to one of these. I'm not sure which one yet. This Toro I have parts for that I've already ordered. We borrowed a bunch of parts off of it. It's got a problem where the front wheels will not move backwards. I'll show you. So if you try to move this, see the wheels lock up when moving backwards, which is probably going to require me to tear into all of that. Of course, I think it's one of the gears is locked up on the drive mechanism or something. I'm not sure exactly. Then I've got this. It's Yard Machines. This was another curb pick. And I can't remember what this one was doing. I think we might assess this one and we'll go from there. Just see what it needs, basically. What is this thing? It's like I said, it's a Yard Machines. It's a 21-inch. It's got a 550EX Briggs and Stratton. We've worked on one of these motors, excuse me, before. But yeah, let's look at this one a little closer. It's been in storage for a while, and I can't remember exactly what was wrong with it or what it needs. The gasoline, it does have some in it. Smells like gas. It's not too bad. Is it over? That's overfilled by a lot. That is overfilled. So this thing will probably smoke. I think before I go changing oil and all that, though, I want to see if it even cranks or whatever. Need one of these on this side for this to hold this back. Ooh. Ooh, we're locked up. Locked up tighter than Nun's coochie. We'll take the shroud off and we'll see if I can turn it by hand. Engine made in the USA of US and global parts. Okay, well, I guess that's about as good as we can expect now. Ooh, lock. Ooh, down. Ooh. 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 Aha! Look at this. The blade is actually hitting on that. I thought that was kind of short. So, here's the problem. Wow, okay. Missing a couple of wing nuts like this for down here. Alright, I got some hope will work. Let's see. I think I'll just drop those down in there for right now. And then I'll try to get nuts on it later. Okay, so at least it's free now. So. All right. That recoil sounds awful. It seems like it's not getting any kind of gas at all. Let me see if I can prime it. Let me try to prime it here with something. Let's check for spark. Yeah, I've definitely seen better. It's got all kinds of crap on it. We'll check it for spark. now that, given what was going on with that, I want to see if this is even working. I think I might have located the problem with the spark, possibly. You can see this is all the way down. This line is all the way taut as far as it can go, just by pulling on it. And if you look down here, unfortunately, that does not appear to be enough to pick it up. It does not appear to be enough to pick it up off of this piece right here. This has to disconnect entirely from this to be grounded. You see the line down here pulls on this. It really needs to be pulled. Well, it's gonna be hard to do by hand, but you get the gist. This has to be pulled as far that way as possible. There's not enough line to do it. Maybe I should try moving this into the next hole up, possibly. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I don't think this is originally correct. I think this piece right here belongs over here for the pull cord to go through. And originally this little stub right here would have been in the hole and through with a nut on it, I think. So there's something kind of off about that. And you can see how this bar is further back over here than it is over here. It's further forward. This has to be pulled. Okay, so the line also is frayed right here. So some of these are broken off the cable by the look of it. And it's not really, that cable's in bad shape, but it has to be completely off. You see, if I grab this and pull it, you'll see it pulls that piece off of there. So I need to stick something temporarily in between those two, like some kind of insulator, so we can just at least test it. How about just a little piece of leather? I'll stick in there for a minute. Nope. Still nothing. There was a lot of carbon and garbage on that, but that got most of it off. We'll try it again with that all off of there. Nothing. No spark. I've got another spark plug that I know is okay. It's not the right one for this, I don't think, but it could at least tell us if there is spark on it from the magneto. It's a totally different plug from another machine, but it might at least tell us whether we're getting anything from the magneto. Nothing. The way this thing is spinning, it doesn't appear as if there's good compression either. So I'm going to pop that valve cover off in there. Yeah, it's just the way it's spinning and kind of wheezing like that. I'm going to pop that valve cover off and just get a look at the rockers and see what they're looking like. Ooh, lots of oil in here. Oh, that's loose. Look how loose that is. That seems looser than it should be. You know, they both are working, but there's a lot of oil in here. Okay, well, I mean, those feel a bit looser than I would have expected, but I'm not going to question whether they're in spec at the moment. We'll just put this back on because they both are working. The valves do work at the moment, so I'm just going to assume that's all okay at the moment, and we'll go back to the primary issue of no spark. I want to try one more time to see if I can make sure that that's not grounding out somehow. Could be there's some other thing I didn't see grounding it. I guess I could just remove the ground from the magneto real quick right here. That would make sense. Okay, now it for sure shouldn't be grounded. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I think we have a bad magneto on this one too. Okay. Could be that the gap is, there's no gap too. It doesn't appear as if there is a gap. Let me check that. Yeah. Let's just make sure we've got some kind of gap here and then try it again. Because that would surely cause the problem too. So. All right, well, I have a replacement magneto. Let me try slapping that on here. Okay, let's try it with a new magneto. Pull it. Apparently I'm still getting nothing, but I don't trust that. Hang on, what is going on? Try this other plug. Maybe the magneto and the plug went out at the same damn time, who knows? Spark there now. There's definitely spark now. Let me try it with the plug. I think I saw spark. It's hard to say. Really only one way to find out. Just plug it in there and see. Okay, bets on whether this starts. Oh, note to self. Make sure you hook the kill switch up before you test one out again. But that's a success. So bad magneto on this one. I need to do something about that linkage. All right, to get these handle bolts on, I'm gonna have to remove the tires on the back.
would have taken these out. Kind of pisses me off, honestly. Man, I can't get it. It's too big.
Oh, my nuts are too big. First time I've had that problem.
Oh, try this one. Okay, it's good enough. Probably. All right, that one.
I think while we got this cover off of here, I'm going to go ahead and spray a little bit of degreaser on the carb. And yeah, just around the engine. We'll spray a little bit of degreaser and then let that sit for a little while. Okay, let me see if I can show you this. So the problem with this is these little strands right here, they're not part of the inner cable. They're actually part of the outer that give the whole thing stiffness through which this can move back and forth. They were all out of that hole and off to the side, so I've put them in the hole, and now I've got enough clearance. I've got enough clearance on there for that to work properly, but I'm going to have to do something here so that they don't fall out again. So, well, wouldn't you know it, as soon as I fix this end, the other end breaks. So you can see all of these strands have now pretty much come out of that thing, except for like a couple. So I'm going to have to do something to this to bundle all these back together. I need something to hold all of that. Okay, it obviously ain't pretty, but it is gonna work. I still got to cut these off yet. Got one right there to hold that on. Had to drill a new hole right here a little further up because I had to do this, which does work just fine. So it's holding it. I'm going to give that another little tighten, but that should be just fine. You can see it is working. And it's got clearance. I don't think that's going anywhere. That right there is helping to hold it on. And up here, the stresses on this are being held by those two. So I think we're good. I'm just going to tighten everything down and clip off those. And I think that'll be fine. That part's fixed. Probably need one or two more of those. There we go. Good as new. I mean, don't knock it. It works. What this thing needs? It needs a hole right here. It should have one. It's plugged. Huh. Yeah, even diluted, I can still smell that engine degreaser, so I think I'm going to discontinue using that around here. I don't like the idea of polluting my environment with crap like that. I'm just going to start using Dawn for this stuff, man. It's not worth it. Really let this go. Okay, the filter was chock full of garbage, so I went ahead and washed it. Now, obviously, I can't put that back on while it's wet, so it's going to have to dry probably for a day or so before I put it back on. But I'd rather do that than put it back like it was. It was nasty even on the inside where there shouldn't have been anything. Now, I'm sure you know this, don't spray inside of here at all. Nothing goes in there. It's actually not bad under here. obviously screwed something up. Well, the only thing I could think is maybe I got a little bit of water in the carb, so we'll let it sit for a while, let anything that might have gone in there evaporate. Alright, so decided to clean the carb just for the hell of it. This is one of those plastic carbs. They're actually pretty decent carbs. They work all right. You know, I don't think it's a carb issue though, to be honest. I think it might be spark. What I'm thinking might have happened is when I had it running over there that one time before I washed it, to shut it off I had to pull the spark plug boot off. So I had to pull this off. So I'm thinking I might have damaged the coil in doing that, possibly. Either that or there is a short somewhere between here on this on the ground and the chassis of the mower. You know, that maybe the wires is worn away somewhere. I could leave that off and try again to spark, because I thought I saw spark, but then again maybe I didn't. But I don't know. Sometimes your mind plays tricks on you when you're looking for spark. You know what I mean? But let's try it again. I'll put that back on and see if we get spark. All right, I've got the ground wire off of there, and you should be able to see spark here now. Yeah, it's sparking real good. Now what I want to do is just leave it like this, to put that wire back on there and see if it's maybe a ground issue. It's got to be. All right, now here we are with that ground wire back on, and there's no spark. So spark's being grounded somewhere. Okay, I looked back here where the ground wire attached, and sure enough, the piece that the ground wire was sitting on had been bent up here toward the body of the motor, and it was touching. So I bent it away, and we'll see if we get spark now. Yep, we got it. Okay, that was it. Okay, so it probably didn't hurt to clean the carb anyway. I mean, just a preventative measure. We'll go ahead and put the carb back on. I think this thing will probably fire up and be just fine. Then we'll change the oil. And the blade looks pretty good. And this thing doesn't look like it's been even used very much, so I'm not going to bother with the blade. But we will probably go ahead and change the oil and slap it up and see if we can sell her. Yeah, I think it was worth cleaning the carb, because look how dirty the water is. And you can see on the bottom there's just a lot of dirt and stuff collected on the bottom of the cleaner. So yeah, definitely it was worth doing. Okay, we got about enough light for this one last test. I've got the carb back on. I got a little bit of fresh gas in there. We know we've got spark now. So what do you want to guess? First pull, second pull, third pull? Okay, I'm thinking now that the engine's a little bit warm, we'll go ahead and change the oil in it. It's gonna be real hard to see this oil, but it is pretty black. And it's going to be hard to see exactly what's in it because it had some old stuff mixed in also from another oil change. So anyway, we'll get some brand new oil in it and this thing will be ready to go. All right, so that'll do it for this revival of this Yard Machines. What model is this thing? What is this? What is this? There's the engine model. 11AB1BE729. It's an MTD. So anyway, that'll do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit subscribe and we will see y'all later.